everybody. Welcome back to the Wizardhole. This is Null York City Z-team. We are here on episode 3 of their mission in the Myrtle Wyckoff DMZ. We're hoping that this one is going to be the one that wraps up everything. Let me introduce everybody.
Hey, I'm Tyler. I'm playing Lancelot, and I don't have a good gun pun this week because I forgot that I was doing that.
Hi, I'm Rosie Rosika, and I'm playing Todd.
And I'm Leon Lies Montana. Lies. All lies. People just keep telling me lies.
Unfortunately, Lily Padula, aka Bobbi Bobbiano, could not be here today. Lily is moving into a very fine new apartment. We're very excited for Lily.
Woo!
As much as we're also deeply, deeply sad that she can't be here.
Yeah.
Let me give a little recap for everybody who maybe missed last one or needs a little bit of a reminder. So, the Z-team over here got a job from Roman Rosario in the Myrtle Wyckoff DMZ, a little area that's in between police-run citizen sectors and the Null sectors that's split between several different syndicates. They met with an underboss of the Caribbean Kings who convinced them to quit their job with Roman to do the same job for them. That job being to go to the Wilson Avenue train stop and kill all the members of another gang that had taken root there. These gang members, named Gangrel, are notorious in the area, and LA offered more money as long as you did it clean and cop-like. They want it to look like a government kill squad. They want the bodies to be removed, and they want you all in uniform. To that end, last session you stole some authentic cop uniforms from the cops patrolling in the Myrtle Wyckoff DMZ area, and you acquired a shitty van driven by 2 of LA's cronies, Freddie and Ruben, for the purposes of transporting the dead bodies after you draw chalk on the ground to make it look like the police did it. Other than that, you are now staked outside the Wilson Avenue stop. You've done a very light bit of reconnaissance where you detected some devices that were all over the main entranceway. And I think that's where you all came back together. So Bobbi Bobbiano, Lily Padula, of course, can't be here because, frankly, Bobbi Bobbiano is an executive. Bobbi Bobbiano is a PR person. Bobbi Bobbiano negotiates deals, sets everything up, and then lets the contractors take care of the work. And really, that's what you all are. Bobbi's gotten all the deals set up, gotten everybody a lot more money, except for Todd over here, and has also, orchestrated the van and all of these other situations. So now Bobbi's out of here and has left y'all to it. You'll meet up with Bobbi at a near future date. So where are we right now? Where is everybody?
I think everybody's wearing their very fine threads, including me, who's wearing a set of very nostalgic threads.
Are you wearing the cop uniform?
I am wearing the cop uniform.
Can we go over here now? I want Lancelot. Can you describe and remind people of the instance where you wore this costume and describe it?
Oh, so, I'm really taken aback by the fact that he's wearing the costume. It's not a costume, it's more of a uniform. First I wasn't sure if he liked it, but what it is it's sort of a short cut off leather, Spanx with high garters and dress shoes. It's a blue top cop uniform, but it's tied at the breast. That comes with a nice hat and a fake mustache.
It makes me think of my time on the West Coast.
When you lived on the West Coast, you're a West Coaster?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Were you a blader?
No, I studied.
The blade?
No.
I've heard about people who study the blade.
Yeah, Todd, did you ever study the blade?
I don't need to express my prowess at the blade. They hang atop my television set, and I will use them when needed.
It seems like, Todd, that you seem a little depressed right now. Is there any reason for that?
My love, I will, my intention is to show her that even without her watching, I will deliver.
Okay.
And, frankly, I will bring her reward. I promised her my take from this cut. She will still get it.
Even with Bobbi not here, you're gonna make sure.
I am a nice guy, and I will deliver the money to my love.
Yeah.
My princess.
So you're all in the van right now. Lies, you're wearing the uniform.
It's very nostalgic.
Lance, how you doing?
I'm good. I had to paint. So the helmet that they had didn't fit my head. I have a large head, and my mom said it's because it's for my big brain, and that it's good. So I had to bring my own helmet, and my own helmet's got a nice big old smiley face on it, so that people know I mean them no harm.
Right, and this
My guns
conceals
do.
your face entirely.
Yes.
And it's just a smiley face painted on top of the helmet.
I don't hurt people. My guns hurt people.
Right, okay, I understand. I've heard that before somewhere.
Yes.
I would say the same.
So you're around the corner from the Wilson stop right now, and Freddie and Ruben are outside with a bucket of paint, painting police on the side of the van as part of deep cover.
How did they spell it?
They spelled it correctly, but they're running out of paint by the time they get to the L. They've resorted to sticking their hands in the bucket to try to like spray it on there. They're sweating a lot and apologizing. They're like, okay, we're really sorry. We thought we forgot that LA said we had to do this. Do you want us to go get more paint, or will this do? They think this will probably do. They'll get the idea. They'll read the first 3 letters and they'll be like, okay, yeah,
Yeah, police.
police.
This is literally laughable. You're gonna need to park around the corner. This is ridiculous.
But we're already parked around the corner, so like
All right. Fair
we'll
point.
just leave the van here.
Why are they doing this?
They seem like they're doing a great job.
All right.
Uh,
Ready?
So shall I first scout out what traps they've set up?
oh, gee whiz, yeah.
Yeah, you do that, Ruben says. I'm gonna go back and get some paint. And he just sets off on foot back to the place. Freddie goes, should I come with you? Ruben goes like, I could use the company. And then Freddie goes, all right, we'll be back and paint the van when we get back. And they both leave.
So the other thing is that you see LA. She wants a show, right?
Mm-hmm.
We should give her a show, like panoramic vision, beautiful, with proper cop uniforms, and then across the web, the great heroics of NYPD LLC.
Man, Lies, you've got a vision.
Yeah, I do always have a vision.
Can you live stream this?
No, we want to eliminate bloopers. Only the best show.
Oh, it's like that show
The
Cops.
super cup.
You ever see Cops? Super Cops? You ever see Cops
Super
2?
Cops.
Yeah, Super Cops 2. I like that show.
Dude, Cops 2 Super Cops wasn't fucking half as good as Cops 3
I'm
Chad.
not a fan, as it makes entertainment of the oppression of the system.
Well, if people didn't want to be oppressed, they shouldn't do the wrong thing. That's what my guns say.
Let's not open this discussion before shooting people.
Look, the free market economy will determine the best ideas that will win, and if you think your guns can hold up in that environment, we can have a discussion about it. But obviously, I'm the only sovereign free thinker here.
Challenge the gun nut to a gun debate. Gun-based debate.
Yeah, because when you think about having a gun debate, how many guns do you have in front of you?
I have
It's
so
like,
many
look
more.
at how
I
many
have so many
have.
more guns. I already won the debate.
The debate isn't how many you have, dude. It's
So as they debate, I hack.
So let me ask real quick, Lies. Your plan to put on a big show.
Yeah.
What is this going to entail?
They all have cyberware.
Yes.
So I can see everything they can see, and I can link everything to my deck. So the sensory data will just go straight to my deck. It has plenty of storage.
And then you'll like edit it up later.
Edit it up later. I mean, I know some people who can make a very good job of it.
And you've got you've got smart link, so you can get some camera shots right down the barrels of the guns too.
It will be a very good cut if they do their job.
Okay, got it. So when you say you want to do some hacking, what are you going into?
First, I need to know what's out there.
Okay, so you're just scanning out into the area. All right.
The devices, but dumb, smart, very very smart.
So you're going into a derelict building. Give me a data processing software and logic -2, just because of the lead paint of this old institution combined with that it has not been like enabled with any of the 2032 Matrix hotspot advancements. So anything in there is working off really rudimentary stuff.
Sorry.
I kind of love it with the dice rolling sound on.
All right.
4,
You got 4 hits. Okay, can you give me one more?
7.
Wow. Okay. So you
That was a
detect.
good roll.
It was a good roll, and you beat my other good roll. So you detect 2 things at the same time. One is you detect an array of devices that are set up, none of which are connected to any kind of central hub. They're all web connected to each other. It's a strange setup. You don't really see that often because it makes all of them more vulnerable, not less vulnerable. You hack one, you just hacked all of them. There's a bunch of different devices like that. Some of them are exactly where Todd told you they'd be, right at the front entrance. That's been like bolted off and locked from presumably when they originally closed down the station. But you pick up several others in the back of the station as well, just clustered together. The other thing you find with your very good second roll is an incredibly well hidden icon deeper into the room. Its location is scrambled and you can't quite detect it even with that roll, but you can detect that there is a hidden icon that is deliberately trying to not be noticed. I think all you would know about that is whatever that icon is, it's either something that's very expensive or somebody set it up very well for it to be that well hidden.
Okay. The web. What kind? Can I read what kind of devices these are?
No, they're not identified.
I sleaze into them. Then.
You want to sleaze into them? Just that's fine. So can you give me again? That's
5
logic.
hits.
Okay, you got it. Was it that with -2?
Yeah.
All right, 5 hits. You got 1 matrix acquisition key, which is enough for you to read data on the file. So you're in the system. Do you want to attempt to analyze and or draw any data out of the devices?
Yeah, I just want to check what these are.
So all you can tell without running another check, just being inside, is that they're incredibly simple devices running a very, very simple program. The program is on a loop that's ever repeating, but it's incredibly simple. The nature of what the loop does or what its purposes is, I'm going to have to ask you to either read or copy it to get that.
Okay, I read.
Okay, before you do that, can I get one more data processing logic and
4 hits.
4 hits?
I know a lot about hacking, and I'm picturing the DVD menu screen, you know.
Give
What
me one
is
more.
the loop purpose? It's to hit the
7
corner.
hits.
5 hits. Okay, right as you're about to read it, you pick up a ping on your cyber deck. A warning comes up, and it says, data bomb detected, and it automatically flagged the file you were about to open. So a data bomb, presumably, if you log in, will detonate the code. Depending on what kind of data bomb it is, it could damage your deck, it could log you out of the net, or it could destroy the file you're about to try to download, or perform some other function. The point is, if you access it, the bomb explodes.
Can I bypass that somehow?
You want to attempt to defuse it?
Yeah.
Okay, give me code breaking, sleaze, and logic. Again, -2 because of the noise.
Okay. I've got an array of simple devices. Do I know where they are?
Where the devices are?
Yeah.
These devices, yes, you know, yeah, these are the devices that were at the front of the building. There are about 8, 9 of them dotted around the front of the building, the main entrance.
Mm-hmm.
You can always roll luck.
How much luck have I got anyway?
You're lucky.
How much luck do you have?
4.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you haven't spent any points. Has anyone spent any luck points?
I did 1
Get-
first round.
Oh, give yourself back that one.
I
At the
did.
beginning of every round, you should get it back.
Every second.
Of every session, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
I use luck on this one. Why
Okay, use it and give me rule 6, and then tell me what you got.
not? 3 hits.
Only 3 hits?
Yeah.
Okay, you trigger the data bomb. The data bomb sizzles out. The code stops. The devices you're on immediately go red, and then outside of the space, you hear explosions, like boom, 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 like huge explosions going off.
Sorry guys, I think we're live.
All right then, and I kick open the door to the van with my assault rifle sort of strapped to my chest and across my back, my 2 rocket launchers, and I put down my smiley face visor.
And you start moving.
Yeah, I slowly start walking towards the entrance.
So I need from you a firewall plus logic plus code breaking.
6 hits.
Okay, give me data processing software plus logic now.
Todd's just gonna pull the
-2
strings
still.
Yes.
on his hood.
So
Little
6 hits.
small.
Give me it one more time.
No hits.
Yeah. Okay. You are booted from the system, but you notice and realize that a program injected itself into your cyber deck right before you were booted from the system.
Okay, can I kill it or like contain it?
Well, I'm gonna have to have everybody roll initiative after this one. Todd, before that though, you didn't say anything, so he kicked down the door, put down his mask, and started walking toward Todd.
So when that happens, Todd's gonna, in his chameleon suit, pull the strings tight. Nice little face hole on my chameleon suit over my fedora. And in it I've got my Ingram, I believe, and my Ares Lightfire.
And
you
your
know?
special other weapon.
You haven't seen it yet, but you'll enjoy it.
And are you stealthing alongside?
Oh, absolutely. You don't even hear Todd leave after you. I'm hoping.
Give me stealth plus finesse, and then can I get perception and intuition from both of you?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go over to this map. You technically, I guess, could have had this map for a while, but...
Todd's got a hot 5 hits on that.
You got a hot 5?
Hot 5.
Okay, 5 hits on your stealth. Okay, good to know.
5 on my perception.
What'd you get for your perception?
Oh, I got 3 hits on that.
Lance, what's your initiative?
22.
Damn. Okay.
21.
All right.
So it's 6 plus 1d6?
Plus 1d6, yeah.
Yeah. So it's 3.
6. Oh, you got 3.
Yeah, so I rolled...
6 plus 1d6. So
I got 6 plus 3.
So 9.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. Right. Okay, everybody. You approach the station without anything happening to you. You do see some people run out of buildings nearby, and a kind of small crowd starts pooling and collecting out near the Wilson Ave. These are people that live in the area, and they just saw this explosion. And as you're walking the block and a half, that's enough time. I mean, the half a block, that's enough time for people to start coming out, start pouring out. You're wearing your police uniform, right?
Yes.
The solo police super soldier.
All right, folks. Hey, nothing to see here. It seems like there was a glitch. Go back into your homes.
Can you give me artisan performance plus charm?
What if I don't have anything in artisan performance?
And how much do you have in charm?
1.
Give me 1 dice roll, please.
1 hit.
You got 1 hit? Okay.
Wow.
People
Amazing.
look around and they're like, "What's happening, officer?" And no one's going back, but people are
Seems
looking
we had
around.
a small leak here in the reactor, but we're gonna get it contained. We're fine here. We're all fine. How are you?
They start talking amongst themselves. Reactor, I thought this was a train station. So the entrance to the train, the doors have been blown off the hinges. They've flown the full 30 feet into the middle of the 4-way intersection in front of it. The part of the wall has been blown in, revealing the old ticket turnstiles and the entranceway itself. You look deep inside. Let's go to the map really quick. This right here is the entranceway. Let me zoom in on this. And also,
It looks like a gun.
so down here is the entranceway we're talking about.
It looks like a gun.
It's gun shape.
Oh, it does look like a gun. Crazy. So these are the doors that were blown off right here. So what you can see looking through is a crumbled wall right at the entranceway. These are the old ticket turnstiles. You can see some machines, and you see the corner of the security I guess service booth right here. Further in, it's extremely, extremely dark. There already aren't really street lights out here, except like things that people fill with lights themselves. It's difficult to see in there, even with low light vision, because it's just basically pitch black past a certain point. There is some illumination coming from fires that are clinging right now to the brick, but you don't expect them to stay very long. Otherwise, it's completely empty. Now, Todd, you're stealthed in nearby. Mm-hmm. Lance, you're nearby. We haven't actually done anything with your initiative yet, but now I am going to. What are you going to do?
All right, we got the door kicked in.
Well, the door got blown off its hinges. If you jogged in, you could get there in this turn in 1 move action. Otherwise,
Yeah, I want to jog up to where the entrance is and sort of like stand against the door and then sort of side peek in. But I can't see anything. You already said, right?
well, you're going to move up to the door.
Yeah.
And you're going to take cover.
Yeah.
By the side of the door.
I'd like to stealth up behind you. I'd like to keep pace with you, and you will not feel me, but my breath on the back of your neck.
How many of your steps equals one of mine?
I've got a white gate.
that's your first turn, is both of you are moving up to this and taking cover on either side of the door, careful to avoid the flames, trying to look inside. Now that you're a little closer, you might be able to see in a little bit better, but we're going to come to that. Lies, what do you do?
I try and deal with whatever is invading my personal space.
Okay, can I get a data processing software and logic, please?
Do we have an image link maintained?
You can
Lies?
turn it on. Lies definitely has access to it because you shared all your stuff with him. So
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
can...
hit the button in my armpit.
All right, so the image link is now live in your console. Yes, you detect an intrusion countermeasure that has tracked out your location incredibly quickly and is pinging it to somebody.
Okay, I'll flush it.
You're just gonna delete it completely?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then give me a firewall software and logic.
7 minutes.
Okay, yeah, it's actually difficult. Every time you try to get rid of it, it keeps replicating itself, but eventually just pulling a force reboot and grabbing it before it starts up on the other end, you're able to flush the program out. Whether or not it already pinged your location to the other person or whether they have that on file, you do not know. Do you want to say anything to the other people? I don't think Todd or Lance, did you exchange comm links or comm codes or anything like that? Did you have transceiver codes?
I don't have Todd's, and they probably couldn't remember mine. It's pretty complicated.
Yep.
It's a 1, 2.
All right. Well, Lies, you do have access to both of their things. You could keep communications up with everybody.
Yeah, I believe he's at the hub.
I think they've got my current location, but I'll move.
Okay.
You keep doing what you were doing.
All right. So we're back to you. It is now 12. I mean, your initiative is past now 12. It's the same 3 seconds. What do you do?
I'm gonna pull out one of my thermal grenades and
Thermal smoke?
Yeah,
Okay.
and roll it down the hallway.
Okay. Where do you want it to detonate in the hallway? If we
if
can
I'm
go back to
here-
the map really quick.
We can kind of see here, but we can't see this far back, correct?
All right. So if you are both up here in the top corner, where do you want to throw it down? Like you lose sight pretty quickly after
I want to throw it into the darkness.
I do have a thermograph vision.
This thermal smoke is going to block your thermograph.
So
vision.
before that happens, can I see anything?
No, he declared that he was going to do it.
It's true.
And he goes before you. So you're going to chuck it in there, right? Give me athletics plus finesse.
2.
All right, 2 hits. All right, so it's going to go. Can you also roll 1d6 for me now? Oh, sorry, 2d6. 5. All right, so you're going to throw it down, and the point you were trying to get in the darkness, it is going to scatter and go an additional 6 feet further into the darkness than you meant to do it. But then, the grenade is going to go off at the end of the last turn unless you have a reflex trigger on it. Do
I
you?
don't.
Okay, so the grenade has been thrown down there. You see it plinks further out of sight than you wanted it to. It's going to go off next turn. And now Todd. You saw him do this. He was right next to you.
Alright, well, Todd didn't communicate with you.
But it hasn't gone off yet.
Okay, at all? So do I have anything? Can I see anything with thermograph?
You're gonna switch the thermograph and go? Give me a perception test.
Alright. Just perception?
Perception plus intuition.
There's an interesting note about the thermographic grenade, which is in confined areas that are unventilated. It can last longer than 4 combat turns at the GM's discretion.
Oh, I believe it will. Unless they somehow got ventilation up and running.
Alright.
That sounds
That's what I was
great.
checking. It's like,
I got 5 hits on that.
5 hits. Okay, yeah. Right before the thermograph grenade goes off, you see about 6 people just standing in the darkness.
Alright. Can I, breathing down the back of your neck, whisper this to you?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Yep.
Your perception test was high enough to detect Todd, so it's up to you.
can I
whether
turn and look directly?
Yeah, he breathes on your face.
What?
And then what do you say?
There are 6 bogeys in there. Be aware.
Okie dokie.
And that's when, boom, the thermal grenade goes off. And now that's the end of that pass. We're going to the last pass of the round. Lance.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn and, pulling out one of my rocket launchers, just fire it straight to where Todd told me.
Okay, straight into the back of the room.
Dude,
Okay.
you have a fucking rocket launcher?
Which rocket launcher is this?
I mean, it's two the same. It's the Lockhead.
No, you have different rockets. I think you have two different ones.
Oh, that's true. I do have one Lockhead. I have two Lockhead Strikers, and then I also have the Sterer Team Yell.
So one of those I think is a heat-seeking anti-vehicle.
Correct.
And the other ones are just high explosive.
High explosive.
Right? So these are fire and forget rockets, right?
Correct. You drop the tube afterwards.
So you what do? Drop to one knee, pull it down. Do you say anything?
I say, ship ahoy!
All right, let's get. Let me get heavy weapons plus finesse from you.
2 hits.
All right, so I'm gonna give them 1 dodge roll. All right, and that dodge roll is collective because you said ships ahoy. Otherwise, and they were like, oh, a rocket's coming. Because otherwise, obviously, within the smoke and everything else. So you got 2 hits.
I was gonna say, do they get negatives to their perception because of the smoke?
I gave them shitloads of negatives. So collective. Can you give me what is the blast radius of that weapon?
Okay, so this is the problem I was having earlier. Grenades, missiles, high explosive, AP -2, blast -2 meters.
-2 meters. Okay.
Sorry.
Perfect. No, that's perfect. So the rocket also travels a bit further than you wanted it to. You see the gust, but the thermal smoke blocks the explosion. What's the damage on that bad boy?
24.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'll roll defense on them. All right. So
like
there were
the
6 people out there. They hear like the whoosh. And if you could see them, they kind of crouch a little bit, and that's when the rocket flies right past them, but they can't see it. The smoke parts a little bit, it hits the wall, thunk, and then boom, an explosion blasts the thermal smoke back at you, blinding you with that and a bunch of other debris. You hear people in the crowd behind you going, wow, that reactor's really going! Everybody, get out of here! Get out of here! And just for record's sake, everybody in that vicinity took 21 points of damage, which that's an insane amount of damage. You see that part of the ceiling is now like kind of hanging low. There's that kind of like metal netting that's maybe holding some of the concrete together, but it's not looking so good.
Doing a bit of a
As the smoke is kind of settling, the debris is sort of hanging in the air. You see a arm flop. It hit the ground, followed by a couple of teeth that are kind of just trickling down from above.
Can I pick up the arm and ask Todd if they need a hand?
You're out of motions, but I will let you point at the arm and say, if I could reach that, I'd pick it up and say,
a hand, yeah.
But unfortunately, you're still on one knee, partially behind cover. Do you drop the gun on the ground?
The tube?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that tube is OTG on the ground.
I'm so glad we're rolling.
Todd, can you give me a athletics plus body?
2 hits.
2 hits. Okay, I was just checking that the blast, because you were kind of like in the open a little bit more to talk to Lance over here, but the smoke hits your chameleon suit and maybe like dapples you a little bit, but it does not knock you down. What do you do?
Alright, are there any more bodies moving near the blast site?
Can you give me another perception test?
Perception plus...
Plus intuition.
Only 1 hit.
As far as you can tell, no. You just see a lot of body parts that are rapidly cooling. Oh, and a lot of heat in the back from where the rocket hit.
I'd like to move right up behind our boy over here and breathe down his neck and congratulate him on his success.
I didn't do it. It was my rocket. My rocket did it.
I'm here. I'm with you.
So are you going to stay outside? You're not going in?
I'm going to move with. We're going to go together.
Okay, so you're going to do it. All right, so then let's end this initiative pass. Can I get another initiative roll from everybody? This time, you are going to go hot sim, right?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so...
I mean, if they make it to me, that means they've gone through them, so solid.
All right, so you're plugging in. Cool.
14.
All right.
Oh, sorry, 16.
All right. Can I get Lance?
18.
All right. Can I get Todd?
22.
All right. Todd, you go first.
All right. Todd's going to move in.
Okay.
I'm going to briefly say, I'm moving in. And then I'm going to move in.
How are you going to move in, Todd?
In my chameleon suit, I am going to hug the wall and I'd like to get as close in as I can until I can see anything.
Can we go to the map again? The rocket was fired again from this location and fired all the way in the back and blew everything up. All of the smoke flew forward. One of the hands even flew this far to get into this area. When you say that you're going to hug the wall, can you tell me which wall you are intending to hug?
I'd like to go right wall.
Right wall.
Over here, yeah.
So you're going to cover along this area.
Exactly.
Okay,
The
can you
goals are going right.
can you give me a stealth test and then can you give me a perception test, please?
Yeah.
Are you thermograph?
Thermograph, yes. If the effect of the bombs weren't off, hopefully.
I'm going to give you some negatives because there is still some thermograph smoking in the air, but it's certainly better than pitch black.
Alright, stealth roll is at 2 hits.
Okay.
Are there like small fires? Like when
Yes, there are. Can I get the perception test?
1. God. Rolling 12s and 14s here. I'm getting like 1s and 2s.
Okay.
You're saving them.
All right. So you wander around the corner over here on the map. This area you're walking by, there is a bathroom that you're butting your back up against. As you round this other corner here, there is a thick plastic divider between you and what would be the security and the service booth. And immediately upon turning the corner, give me a body plus willpower check.
And 2 hits.
All right, Todd, you find yourself against your will dropping to both of your knees and putting your hands behind your head. Your mind is completely aware you're doing this. There's no level to which you are complicit in this or think this is a good idea. This is not a subtle thing. As if you're a marionette, you feel as though unknown forces are grabbing all of your arms and forcing you aggressively to the ground. Now, Lance, can I get a perception test from you?
6 hits.
You understand that something bad is happening over here. With a perception test that high, can you give me a sensing test as well?
I don't think I have any sensing.
It doesn't matter, just intuition plus a sensing. If you don't have any in sensing, just intuition flat.
Cool. 3.
You got 3 hits on that.
On
Okay,
six, on
yeah,
six,
you
yeah.
some spooky ghost shit is happening. You're certain that this is not that the way that Todd is moving is with this like jerky aggression. The small hole where you could see Todd's face is making looks of like confusion and anguish.
That's graphic.
Yeah.
And Todd, now it's your turn.
Okay.
No,
Again?
sorry. I mean, Lance, now it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a does it make sense to roll a perception? I guess it does.
I just gave you a perception test, and you rolled 6 hits on it. Whatever you're trying to look for, you can't see it from
I
where
can't
you
see it.
are.
Okay, cool. So, and Todd is right by the letter B on the map, correct?
Yeah, he is right in front of the plastic window to the service, where the service person would help people.
On the ground?
Todd is now laid down on the ground with Todd's hands behind
So,
Todd's head.
and in the service class, is it clear?
The service class is clear, yes.
Okay, cool.
But you cannot see in it from the angle you're in.
Okay, I'm gonna whip a fragment grenade into the bathroom.
Into the bathroom next to the service.
Yes. Well, because you have to. I'm assuming it's line of sight to be able to do this, and I blew everybody up back here. So maybe they're in the bathroom or they're in the service booth.
Okay, so you want to throw it into the bathroom.
Yeah.
To be clear. Okay.
Actually, I'll noob tube it. I have a grenade launcher attached to the bottom of my assault rifle.
Gotcha. Well, it's definitely the safer shot. It's
Yeah.
very unlikely you'll accidentally hit Todd with that.
Yeah.
Whereas getting in between, like the small divider where you give the person your credit card,
Yeah.
that's a tougher shot.
Oh, is there a slot that is right there?
It's a small slot, like about this big enough to like slide your credit card under. Like your hand can't even fit under it. You
I'm
can
doing
make
that.
the shot.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm noob tubing into the slot.
So you're and Todd, just to be clear, is on the ground, hands above the head, right below this noob tube slot.
Yep.
Okay, so you are you've dropped your disposable rocket launcher on the ground, and you're unslinging. Which gun is this?
Well, no, I've had my. It's sort of just like the strap has it in front. It's my AT&T Alpha.
AT&T Alpha. Okay, yeah. Okay, so your AT&T Alpha is always like within sight.
Yeah,
Like, you don't need
it's
to
just
do-
yeah.
So it's just a free action, pick it up, but no dice rolls or anything. Okay, all right, and then what's the speed on that noob tube? Is that single shot? Is that SS?
It is Single.
Okay, because
Single
it's
shot.
a single shot, that means you can only fire one time per turn, as opposed to like a semi-automatic weapon. But that frees up one of your actions to aim, if you'd like to.
I would like to.
So that'll give you +1 to the dice roll.
Cool.
So
And is that going to be heavy weapons again?
this is going to be heavy weapons, so can I get finesse plus heavy weapons +1? Now you are giving yourself the bonus for having smart link on this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's on it.
That should be giving you another +4.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Luck.
13, 17. And we're going to throw a luck on there.
You're gonna throw luck on there too?
Yeah, so I'm rolling a 17 plus 4.
So 21 dice, and roll a 6 on for sure.
10 hits.
10 hits. Okay, yeah.
Jesus
So as if you're
Christ.
the tiny child at the hockey game that needs from the middle of the rink to hit into that tiny little slot of the cardboard hockey person during the middle of the game in Hockey Town, a classic reference.
Beautiful.
You manage to snoop it right in. Yeah. You hear a thunk. You hear a little whistling noise over your head, Todd. And then if this was skee ball, you would have gotten that top hole. You'd be hearing a ring ding ding of a bunch of prizes. The noob tube goes right in, and because you have a smart trigger, you can detonate the grenade at any time.
Immediately, as soon as it gets I hear it get into the slot, I see it flip up and then hit the floor, and I go,
Okay, yeah, so it explodes immediately. Can you tell me the damage on that?
it is 18p.
18p, and how many successes did you get again?
10.
Okay, so that makes your damage on that a 28p total. So it does actually more damage than your rocket did, potentially.
It's an enclosed space. What can you say?
It also is an enclosed space, and there are rules that are supposed to amplify explosive damage in enclosed spaces, but God help me if I knew what those rules are. So instead, we're just going to go with that flat 28 damage. All right, so in a surprise move, the room explodes completely. The concrete is blasted off the wall. Internal wires are exposed. The rebar comes loose, and now it's hanging dangerously low. You hear a little bit of creaking, and then the entire ceiling caves in on it, completely crushing whatever was in the room. It's completely destroyed. That's a great big new two for you, my friend. That looks fucking good.
I give it a stroke.
Unfortunately, Todd is still on the ground.
Oh, shucks.
Lies, can we go to you?
Yep. Through the smart link, do I see what got it?
Yeah, I do have image line.
Give me a luck to see, just a flat luck roll, just to see if you were able to even.
No hits.
Yeah, so no, you were either not watching that, distracted by something else, or you hadn't gone full hot sim yet when that happened.
Yeah.
I'm still going to say you are aware of everything that's happening. What do you want to do?
So there are no other devices out there right now. I'm going to do my own perception check. If that's all right. Just see.
Perception check around the world around you physically.
No, around them.
Through their eyes, or are you scanning for electronic signals? Because that's two different.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So I'll scan for electronic signals.
Okay, go for it.
Go
That's
on.
just data processing software and logic. And give me 2 dice rolls again.
8 hits. And 8 hits.
So on the first hit, you notice that a couple of things. First off, last time, if you recall, there were 2 clusters of devices, right? One of the clusters of devices were very packed up into the front. The other cluster of devices were near the back. You now notice that there are only 2 other devices that you're picking up that were from those original 2 clusters. Both of them are also moving. They are moving, and from what you can tell, they are moving up the stairway in the back, and now moving away and out of the train station. So if we look at the map really quickly, what we're talking about is this is where the explosions and all the people were killed. Todd, this is where you are. Lance, this is where you are. The devices were clustered up here and back here. Now there are 2 moving up the stairs and moving this way, as if they're attempting to either run away or flank around the area. Now,
2 bogies are clearing out. Can I tag him?
give me a second, because we want to go over the other thing that you search for. So the other thing that you search for is the really complicated and hard to find one. That is something that similarly is moving out and around behind the other 2. So if you want to clarify what you want your statement.
Do I want an honourable duel? Does he have some good shit? Yeah, so I try and sleaze into the 2 bogies who've gone the furthest.
The 2 bogies that have gone the furthest. Okay, a sleaze action is a full round. so I'm going to need you. I'm going to have to hold on that action.
Mm-hmm.
You have gotten both of them. Now I will let you either tag. I'll let you try to tag one of them for the other people, or if you want to, and if you want to communicate a word to them. But I don't think you have enough time.
Yes, so I'll want to tag one of the ones who's furthest in and go like, looks like 3 bogies are clearing out. So
Okay.
Looks 3 bogies clearing out.
Very good, very good. Okay, can you give me a software plus code breaking plus attack? No, you don't need to do that. You're just painting them off of a perception you have. Just give me data processing software and logic.
Okay.
But give me a -2 because you're trying to put it on both of their pings. And you already have a -2, so that's a -4. Did you do it with a -4?
Yeah.
Okay. 4 hits?
Yeah.
Give me one more time.
Hits.
5 hits? Oh, beautiful. Okay. You have on your HUDs, heads up displays, you hear Lies saying this to you, and then you kind of see painted on your grid like somebody running, like a figure or a symbol running in your cyber eyes. Now that symbol is, as far as you can see, is kind of running in the ceiling and far away, so you don't really understand exactly. It's not like you have an overhead map, but there is a bogey that is running sort of perpendicular to where you are, a level above you, out of sight.
All right.
And now, Todd, it is your turn. We're moving initiative passes.
Todd's got a visual. I see that fast-moving blur, and I head straight for it.
You are pinned to the ground. Can you give me body plus willpower? If you recall, you are still.
All right. Body plus willpower.
Yep.
Yep. Got 2.
Yeah, you attempt sweating. You say, Todd, you see the bogey, and you're gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And then sweating, trying to get up. Your body is still restrains itself. I think in a moment you maybe feel the pity and anxiety of all these CRISPR treatments that have just made you so buff that your muscles are overpowering.
Excuse me, it's math.
Your mass is overpowering your mind right now. Can you believe it?
Todd's on the ground. Need support.
You might have to learn to reset, center yourself.
So can we repeat that whole thing? So what you said again was, I see a bogey. Todd's going after it.
Yeah.
Todd's on the ground. Todd needs support. You're saying it like you're speaking into, like, to the network of people, which I guess is for Lies, but Lance is 7 feet away from you, like, kind of looking at you in this moment. So what do you see, Lance?
I think I'm just gonna, like, walk. I just want to move. Seems like Todd is having a rough time. I'm gonna keep going.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna move down further into the station.
So, you're here. Todd's here. Bogey was moving this way. Where are you going exactly?
I would like to, if I can, cut this way and try and get behind one of these pillars.
So you want to jump through the ticket turnstiles and try to get behind one of these pillars?
Yes.
Okay, and you want to try to get there as fast as possible, or are you trying to stealth it? How are you trying to do it?
I'm not trying to stealth it. I would like to do a perception roll and sort of move, even if it takes a full action, get there.
I want to point out that your thermal smoke has basically almost completely been blown away. There's not much cover, just to be clear, by the rocket.
It's only been...
No, it's the rocket. The rocket blew the smoke out of the way.
Okay.
You said no ventilation.
Yeah.
It was very active ventilation.
Yes, it was a tremendous amount of ventilation.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do it very quickly.
Okay, give me athletics plus finesse, please.
4.
Will you now give me a body plus willpower?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Would have been handy to have Bobbi around for this.
Yes, it would have been.
My princess doesn't need to
Wait,
be
how
in
much
this
do you
amount
have?
of
What is
danger.
I rolled, but I'm doing luck on it, and I forgot to do roll a 6.
So
8.
That's a really good roll. You also feel your muscles and body constrict for a moment. You feel it right as you are kind of just running past Todd. Todd, you even looking up, you see his muscles kind of like twitch and tense, and he staggers for a moment. But then, would you say it's your body or your mind that resists the psychic attack?
I think we've all learned that Lance is a man of the mind.
So your mind, you say, not now, Lance. It's time to get some
time.
shooting done.
Yeah, let's get a giddy up.
And in a moment, Todd, that might even feel like relief of like, at least I'm not the only one that got pinned to the ground by whatever this dumbass thing is. Lance breaks the fuck out of it. Lance, you vault over the ticket turnstile, you hear a burr burr, like as you do it, trying to catch those people that are stealing fares
Stealing
out there. All of the other systems and all the other power is off right here, but the ticket turnstile, ooh, that still reports you. You run up to the
Does it
pillar.
report me or does it report the lieutenant?
Probably the lieutenant with the RFID tag on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Lieutenant Commander Thomas Hanks.
We need to place them at the location.
So you definitely just did. You jump over the turnstile, and you are now in cover behind that their pillar.
How much do I have another full action?
You use one of your actions to make the run. I think did you roll a perception as well?
I did not.
Okay, so I think you have a free action, and you still have.
My perception.
We'll say your free action was the vault. You have one single action.
Okay, I'm gonna do a perception test then.
Okay.
Which is perception plus intuition, which is
Give me -4.
-4. Okay.
Yes.
5 and 6. 11 minus 4 is 7. 3.
You spy. Turn the map on one more time, please. You spy from your position here. You spy at the very far end a shadow. It's dark back there, almost pitch black, but between your low light vision and being closer in, a little bit more acclimated, combined with some of the fires still going off, you spot a shadow of someone lurking right on this corner. How much did you get? 3 hits?
Yeah.
That's all you can tell, is that there is a shadow of an individual absolutely here. You know it's an individual because you detect movement.
Okay.
Just subtle movement, a little bit of movement, but they are right there. Lies.
Ping it. Highlight it.
Highlight. Oh, you want to highlight the person for Lance?
Yeah.
I need you to give me a perception test as well. I need you to give it to me at. You took -4. I need you to take -6 on it.
Okay, let me just have a look.
Perception plus intuition -6.
So solid. I mean, so I'm still tracking. So I'm tracking 1 ping.
Yeah.
Right.
I imagine from the way you are in the net right now that you're like kind of floating over all these things, and you have all these panels open. You have the image link from Todd. You don't have image link, do you?
I think I do.
Okay, you've got the image link for both of them. You've got his smart links up. You've got like the kind of motion of these people that you've picked up the electronic signals of. And
I don't have image link, but I have smart link on my gun.
so I guess you're following the smart links on the guns of Todd. So I would actually say that because Todd has not pointed a gun, because Lance has not pointed a gun at this person in the shadows, you have no ability. You don't have any idea that they're there.
Okay. Yeah, good to know. So I mean, I just make sure I have another attempt to like making sure that the people getting away are tagged. That's all.
Okay, so you want to tag them as well for these two?
Yeah, and for me, I mean, just as well. So if they try and get away, we've got the bead.
All right, so give me a software plus logic plus data processing for the first one. The person who also had a really low connection.
3 hits.
Give it to me again.
3 hits.
You fail. You attempt to, and for whatever reason, your system glitches out a little bit. That's one of your actions. Do you want to try again on that one person, on the person with the lower rating, or do you want to try on the person with the higher rating?
I check my system.
No, your system's fine. It's just there are firewalls running here, and your attempt to.
Okay. So I go for the same guy again.
Give me a roll.
4 hits.
Okay, yeah, you managed to paint him again. Yeah, it's just a general thing. You're trying to pick up on the frequency, and the firewall doesn't want you attaching those to things. So now, Lance and Todd, you now have 2 people pinged. I will say while you're watching them, they are absolutely making a loop around the back of the train station. So if you've never been to Null York City, the Wilson L train station has basically 2 train tracks. One of them is above and is actually above ground. It's when the fortified L train, back before it was decommissioned, actually would go above ground. So these people who are running, they're not running off of the train platform onto train tracks. They're actually running onto a hill that a bunch of commercial trains use as well. And from this vantage point, they could easily get into the backyards of other buildings and or potentially onto the rooftops of other buildings that would be overlooking where your van is. That's technically the back entrance. Similarly, if you were noticing the map, there's a big rocky explosion where Lance fired his rocket, and it shows that the underground portion of the fortified L train was completely blown in. It's inaccessible. So the only platform you can access is the above ground.
I blew it in.
No, it was already blown up,
okay.
and you just fired a rocket against all the rocks that were there. So yeah, so that's where we are right now. The turn comes around again. Lance, give me a straight up soak. Before that, actually, give me your dodge bullet, please. You start noticing around you that some of the debris, the pebble, the dust, the sand in the air are starting to kind of like shake a little bit and then lift off the ground a little bit all around you, all around this pillar. How many hits did you get?
I got 4 on the dodge bullet.
Okay, so you, as you're noticing this, your hairs start to stand up on your legs a little bit. You feel something coming. That deep ghost knowledge that you picked up before warns you that something is about to happen. And I'm going to let you dive out of the way, but I want you to tell me which way you dive on the map. Is it back toward the turnstiles, or is it further into the darkness?
I'm going to try and dive into cover, like if I'm going to do, like, slide this way now. Like, come around and go to the other side of it. Like, you know, I'm crouched back here.
You're crouched behind this pillar. What are you going to try to do?
It's like a dodge, like, diagonally towards this side.
So you're going to dodge toward the far wall.
Yeah, but trying to hit and to get behind this pillar on that
Okay,
side.
so then I am going to need you to give me an athletics plus finesse test.
2 hits.
2 hits, okay. Okay, so as you jump and dive and attempt to get past, you suddenly feel the space around you as everything was lifting suddenly, like a gravity well, contract. You find as you dove straight in the air, your leg gets caught and pulled back, but the explosion occurs while you're still in midair before your whole body can be compressed into the center of this explosion. Can you now give me a soak test, please?
Yes. I did it at 6.
Okay, you are thrown forward. Can you give me one more athletics plus finesse?
3.
Your leg is pulled hard. You feel like something popped, but you're not sure, and then you are thrown forward into a somersault. You sort of stop from cracking your skull on the wall, but it hurts bad, and you are knocked. What is your body?
My body is 5.
Okay, so you are knocked onto one knee, but not knocked onto the ground because you take 4 damage from the
Physical?
4 physical damage from the pulling effect, followed by the explosion. Had you been in the center of that explosion, you would have taken 9 at least.
Oof.
And now, Todd, you are the last person to go with 2 on this initiative pass. You are still on the GD ground, but can I get a body plus willpower this time plus 2, because this person is distracted trying to fire psychic bombs at this here Lance.
3 hits.
Okay, this time you have a moment where your arms like pull back. You're starting to get up. What do you say, Todd?
I will avenge you.
And then your arms snap back and you fall back on the ground. Your head bonks against the tile floor a little bit. You actually accidentally inhale some dust. You sneeze. And you are still pinned down on the ground, my friend. I am so sorry. Can I get initiative from everybody again?
17.
And for this, you are rolling the, it's 8 plus 2, 6, right? Perfect. 17. Lance.
That was a good roll for me.
19.
All right, and Todd.
26. We're coming
Are
back.
you rolling 2d6 or 3? You should be rolling 3 because it's plus 2d6. Give me one more roll of that.
Oh wait, mine's actually better than
20,
2. I've been rolling
21.
2 dice.
What is it?
21.
21. Yeah,
Sorry.
all of you should
My
be
bad.
rolling. What is your wire reflex? Is it level 1 or 2?
It's level 2. I
So-
think it's level 3.
Let me.
Level 2.
If it's level 2, you should be rolling 3 dice. What are you rolling 3 dice?
3d6 plus 13.
Because you have wire reflexes 2 or 3.
2.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, my bad. So it's 22.
Okay. All right. So, Todd, you are still the first. This time, you are the first person to go. All those other times, the other person was going before you. That's how you got spotted when you were climbing up. They had delayed their turn and was waiting. Similarly, that's how you got when you were running through. Is that the person was delaying their turn. So, Todd.
I will pop up and say, I am going to avenge you this time.
All right. Give me another plus. Just straight up plus 2 again on that body plus willpower.
1 hit.
Okay, yeah, you get on your knees, you stand up a little bit, you flex, say, I will avenge you this time, and then your arms this time snap like this, and then you fall with your butt in the air, straight on your face. One more time, you inhale a bit more dust, and you sneeze again, the snot going right into your own mouth.
Alright.
And your butt is up in the air.
Yeah.
The constant bashing, you have accidentally turned off your chameleon suit, and now are just visible with your butt in the air, your arms crossed, and yeah, that's the way it goes for you right now.
This is not Todd's best moment.
At least Bobby's not here. Lance, can we go to you?
Sure. So, I'm on one knee.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I sling my other rocket launcher around and fire it at the staircase.
Fire your other rocket launcher. Oh my god. Okay, can I get a...
I'm shocked. Let me tell you, shocked. that you did this.
Can I get another palming from you?
Palming? Oh, sure.
Palming plus finesse.
Palming. 1 plus 6, 7, 8. 3.
Okay. Now give me that fire. Shoot that fucking shit.
4 hits.
4 hits. Okay. Here's what happens. The rocket impacts, before it happens, it impacts a translucent barrier, a psychokinetic barrier, very close to the individual. Now, the damage on that rocket, can you give it to me one more time?
The damage is 24p.
Alright, 24p. And you got how many hits?
4.
Okay, so that makes your damage a total of 28, which is the exact same as your noob tube from before. So this is impacting a physical barrier with 5 hits on it. It means it effectively has an armor of 5, which means 10 automatic successes on all damage rolls. So that drops your damage down to 14 before you do body damage to this object, where I'm now going to roll soak based off of that armor rating, which I get another 2 hits, so that drops your damage down to 12, which means 12 damage going to the body of this goddamn structure. And the body of the structure is 8 plus body divided by 2. So that means 8 plus 5 divided by 2, rounded down, of course, makes that a 10. You had 12 damage left over, so your explosion, you see like a shimmer as the rocket hits the structure, and then like glass exploding. The barrier just rips itself apart, and 2 damage flies through at the other person. They are not ready for this. They did not expect you to break through this barrier, so I'm giving them a flat soak against that. They do manage to, they duck down for a second, conceal themselves with what looks like some kind of like Kevlar cloak thing. They pull it over, and the explosion goes completely over them, but you did manage to break what was by far their strongest defense in this moment. Because you got your palming test, and you swung that around and fired it, you have 1 more simple action.
I thumbs up my rocket.
Okay. You say anything?
Huh? I say, ship's landed.
Ships on it. These are the classic slogans.
Ahoy!
The classic slogans. Now, unfortunately for you, it is the other person's turn now.
Oh boy.
So they stand up, and they hold a hand out at you, and you see a swirl of sort of like debris from around the area start to like form around their body, and then fires it directly at you with a horrible speed. It snakes toward you like a snake. Can you give me your dodge bullet again?
2 hits.
Your thumb is up, you're on one knee, you see it coming, you go, I see it coming. I'm gonna dodge out of the way right when it hits you flat in the chest. It snakes a lot faster than any snake you've ever seen, I'll tell you that much. I need you to roll your soak now, please.
3 hits on 19 dice.
Yeah, okay.
What do you, I mean, I can roll luck.
No, no, it's good.
I have 19 dice.
I know, you got 3 hits. You are slammed up against the wall repeatedly as these things hit you. Now, your gun was right here against your chest, right?
Yeah.
And this thing full of dust and sand is slamming right against your AT&T Alpha. You see as your gun is like busted the fuck up. It hits you, it hits your armor, and the gun bends and kind of contorts in the middle as it's hit. It's gonna require a real repair job. That's 2 of your tubes on the ground, and your AT&T Alpha is buzzusted.
Is the new tube still functioning, since that's actually a separate...
I think it's attached to the same thing. This gun on your chest has just been damaged badly.
Okay.
You're lucky that that none of the bullets or the grenades inside ruptured at this moment. I think it's the kind of thing that you'll be able to repair if you're a gun guy who knows how to fix a gun or two.
Some call me a nut.
Yeah, you could call it, you could call this battle damage, the nut you are, but for the rest of the fight, that gun is off the table. You drop to your knees and take 8 damage. Is that enough to knock you out? I presume it is.
8 damage?
8 damage on top of the, what'd you take before? 4?
4. I'm knocked out.
You are knocked onto the ground. Your head cracks against the wall as you are knocked unconscious. Lance, your turn.
Oh, you mean lies?
Lies. I'm sorry.
So are they?
Give me a perception test to see if you realize what just happened, please.
Yeah.
Give me perception plus intuition minus 4 again.
He hit her with a rocket.
I mean, I got
Lance,
6.
Lies. So you see from the way that things just moved and that Lance is not moving, that you believe Lance is down.
Lance is down.
All right. What do you do?
Can I access the system to jolt him awake?
No, I don't think so. I think if he was put to sleep or stunned, perhaps, but I think that he's taken too much physical damage. He's actually unconscious.
Mm-hmm. And now the 3 which are flanking.
They are presumably flanking you, yeah.
Yeah. How long until they get into side of the van?
I think you've got a while. Probably at least another 5 or 6 full turns.
Mm-hmm. I'll try and get into their comms.
Okay, can you give me code breaking, sleaze, or attack plus logic?
Sleaze, I'm sleazing as always. 8 hits.
I want to remind you, you can always take a -4 to get more than 1 mark. But 8 hits is a lot, and I suggest you don't re-roll it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You do manage to get into the comms. You've sliced into them. You've got a single matrix acquisition key. What you do also notice, though, is that the person who was running, the one that was hard to catch, stopped moving, as the other 2 kept moving after that happened.
Yeah.
One key, you can either listen in on their comms, or you can try to start saving the comm information or transiting to other people. You can't edit it. You can't fuck with it. And you definitely can't break it or destroy it. You need 3 keys for that.
Yeah, I'll try and get a couple more keys.
You want to get another mark? Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to take the -4?
Yeah, and I'm taking some luck.
Okay, give me the dice rolls.
6 hits.
6 hits. Yes, you just barely get 2 more marks on the system, and that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Okay. So you have 3 marks now. It's the most marks you can have. So I now need a firewall, code breaking, and logic from you.
7 hits.
Okay, your system detects a intruder attempting to hack the system. You manage to stop them from getting a mark on your system. Give me another roll.
3 hits.
Again, you manage to avoid a mark coming onto your system.
Does it trigger ice?
Does it trigger your ice? No, they have not entered your system. They're right outside. But that means a persona is trying to attack you now. If you want to, on your turn, attack that persona with ice, you absolutely can. Otherwise, if they got into your system, the ice would automatically trigger. So let's come around full circle. Todd.
All right.
You are on the ground.
Todd's on the ground. I failed a couple times to avenge you. Can Todd just roll like a hot dog undetected on the ground?
Because you're being held in place completely by a spell. When you try to move out, you can kind of break out of it, but then rubber band yourself right back into the position you were in before.
All right.
So if you're going to try to do that, you basically have to just try to break out of it.
All right. Well,
you want to give yourself an edge. You can roll luck on top of it to try to break it.
Let's do it again. I want to try to stealth out of this, and we're gonna use luck this time. 4 hits with the rule of 6.
All right, that's 4 hits. Now let me roll against you. Yeah, this time, what do you say when you stand up?
I'm coming for you.
So you stand up, you pop out, and you feel as if there are elastic bands around your body suddenly breaking off completely as you stand up. I'm going to make that one of your 2 simple actions to stand up.
All right.
What do you want to do with your other one? Now, let's on the map again. You are here in front of the service booth.
All right.
Lance is on the ground over here. Your thermograph shows that he has hit the ground. You heard that Lance was down, so you know to look for it. You do not know where the person was that Lance was fighting, however. Well, give me perception.
All right, perception.
Perception plus intuition.
I should know this by now. Sorry.
It's all good.
6.
6.
Todd is back.
Yeah, okay, so you notice a few things. By just out of the corner of your eye, the explosion from the spell that the person cast combined with the other spell that hit Todd combined with the rocket, you are pretty sure you know where that person is. That they are behind the stairwell at the end of the dark hallway.
Down here.
Yeah, you can't see them with your thermograph. Well, no, fuck it. You got 6 successes. When you put all that together, you look and you see the faint signature behind a lead-painted, tiled, dusty old wall. You see the signature of somebody standing back there.
Todd is on it. He wants to go into stealth and move towards that thermograph.
Give me stealth plus finesse.
I'm good at that.
Now, for me to cast on you again, I'm going to have to get a perception higher than your stealth. Otherwise, I will not be able to target you.
I got 9 fucking hits on that.
Damn.
Come at me!
That is exactly what
Todd.
you need. Wait, did you have rule of 6 turned on still?
No. Wait, yes. Oh, shit. Okay, 8.
8 without the rule of 6?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, though, still. Alright, so for you to be able to be attacked by a spell that requires line of sight, I need to see you at all. I have to get 8 successes on a perception test, which is insane. Okay, Todd.
I can't even roll that high.
I believe that. Alright, Lance. Can I get a body test from you? Because you might be bleeding out, baby boy.
Oh man, and I got trauma patches and everything.
Yeah, but you can't put them on
I
yourself.
know. Just body?
Just body. No, body plus willpower, sorry. Body plus willpower.
Oh, okay. Can it be just body? Because when I rolled body, I got 3 hits, and when I rolled body plus willpower, I got 2.
How many damage over are you? Over being unconscious?
1.
1? Okay, yeah, that's enough. You are, your body is not dying. You're just unconscious and badly wounded.
Okay.
Lies.
Yeah,
What do you do?
I get into their comms.
So you have enough matrix acquisition. Yeah, you are in their comms. What do you want to do with them?
Because it's very personal. They'll always get slight stutter and echo on their comms, which makes them much more understandable.
Okay. So as a free action, yeah, you add a stutter and an echo delay so that people actually...
So only to themselves. So they say something and there's a bit of a stutter and then it echoes back into their earphones.
Is this kind of like a virus worm that you have pre-programmed on your deck and you're just ready to slide in?
It is my favorite, as I said, much easier to understand.
Okay. Can you give me data processing, software, and logic?
6 hits.
I'm not going to roll against that. Yeah, you slide that right in. It sneaks right past the firewall of the system. We'll make that your free action because you just have that ready to go to slide it right in.
It is very personal.
Absolutely. What do you want to do now? You have 3 marks. You have access to. You could download the logs. You can obviously hear what they're saying. You can talk into the system. You can brick the system. You can attempt to scramble the system. That's about it because you're into the communication network. You're not actually on their comm links. So
the first thing is I want to install permanent trackers and link to LASIK.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give me data processing, software, and logic for that one.
6 hits.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Give me a second to roll against that. Wow. Okay. Yeah, you got it through. That's gonna be. Oof. So I'm gonna say you have pinged their location and you have tapped the signals and you have such high status that you've also blocked, at least as long as you're connected, their ability to scramble channels or swap channels. We'll say that too, because otherwise they could do that. So they have no ability to change the signal. They can just turn it off. Your second action will have to be to send it to LASIK.
4 hits.
Okay, yeah, send it to LASIK. You don't even need to roll that. You send the information to LASIK. Do you want to put a little message with it?
The Wilson guests.
Okay, good. So Todd, you have stealth and you're starting to sneak toward that location. I think if you go pretty quickly, you could round that corner.
Yeah,
this turn after that.
I'd like to pursue and as quickly as possible.
Okay, can you give me athletics plus finesse?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What'd you get?
5 hits.
Oh, that is more than enough. You managed to sprint lightly, cat-like, on your tiptoes, staying in a stealth mode around the corner, and you see the person who was fighting before. It is this rail-thin, tall woman, dark featured, like wearing all black and scraps, like some kind of goth infiltrator person. She's standing up against the wall and she has goggles that have a fiber optic cable exiting out of the center of the goggles and wrapped around the corner. The purpose of something like that is to refract light to allow you to maintain line of sight around corners and cast spells that way. You can't cast spells from like a digital camera. You can't cast spells from some kind of feed. But if you're just refracting light, that's technically line of sight. And Todd, as a connoisseur of technology and cool shit, you recognize immediately.
Yeah.
Can you give me another stealth test, please?
Yep, 6 hits.
Fucking Christ. Okay,
About to see that.
yeah,
That's
so,
cute.
So here's what happens. You round the corner, they're looking for you. They absolutely know. They know that the spell broke on you. They know that. They spotted you before. So they're like, they fucking suck. I'm going to spot them again. So they're up against this wall looking. They don't see you at all. You have rounded the corner. You're in front of them. They're not even looking the direction you're at. Todd, my dude, what do you do?
All right, so I'm in front of them.
You're in front of them. They're completely exposed, hunkering against the wall, looking behind them through the mage sight goggles. So they're completely blacked out to whatever the mage sight is not looking.
How many actions left do I have?
You use one action to get up here. So you've got one. What do you want to do? And I'll tell you what you can do.
Well, I want to use my magic weapon.
Can you give me a free action to extend it without hurting yourself? That is a palming plus finesse to extend it without hurting yourself. Or you can extend it stealthily and hope they just don't notice you, but that'll take the rest of your turn.
Yeah, let's try the free action.
Okay.
Just finesse with palming.
If you glitch this, you're going to hit yourself with it. Yeah.
I got 4 hits.
All right. Yeah. You with 4 hits. How exactly does it come out of your body?
My magical weapon is a microfilament whip. It is installed in the finger of my cybernetic lower right arm, and it will unfurl.
So the way something like this works is the fingertip pops off as a counterweight on the other side because the thing is so thin. It's one
molecule
one
wide.
molecule thick, and it's so lightweight that you need that weight to hit it. So you've extended the whip out slowly.
Alright.
It has a little tinkle as it hits the ground.
Alright.
And Todd, what do you do?
I'd like to walk up to her, right in her face, and reveal myself and say, "That's cute. Still gonna nail you though." And then I wanna.
Okay, so, so she can't see. So you're gonna like lift her goggles up, because she can't see anything that's not right in front of her because of this mage sight.
Yeah, I mean, will that temporarily blind her?
I'll surprise the crap out of her.
Yeah.
I am gonna say that doing all that's the end of your turn though.
Oh,
You did not get to attack her. You lifted the goggles up and you said, "Can you do it one more time?" It was just such a good line.
That's cute. Still gonna nail you though.
Okay,
That's what my
Lies.
film professor used to say.
Ew,
Wait,
what? Is that real?
Okay, long story.
Yeah, let's stay in the game. Lies.
Right.
Yeah, it was a quote. I didn't know it was a famous film quote.
His name was Cromwell.
All right, Lies. What do you do?
What?
Shit, I forgot to have the other person try to back hack you. I need you to roll firewall logic plus code breaking, please.
4 hits.
4 hits. Okay, this time the system is breached, and you notice that somebody else has gained 1 matrix acquisition key. Now, this means your ice is automatically activating. Takes 1 pass for your ice to actually fully activate that, but it's automatically activating at the notice of the intrusion because you got enough hits that your system detected it. Can you give me 1 more test, please?
5 hits.
Once again, your a second matrix acquisition key has been gained on your cyber deck. The ways, just because we've never gone over this, if you get a key on your cyber deck, the ways to erase keys basically are you could spend an action trying to erase a key, or you can log out. If you log out, it erases all like keys you would have, but you would also lose all your keys on their comm systems. So, Lies, now it's your turn.
I'll try and kick him out.
You're gonna try to boot him from your system.
It's my domain. They're getting too close.
Do you want to use your gray ice?
Yes, it is very, very personal. People shouldn't touch.
Can you give me logic plus code breaking plus the rating of your gray ice? So, in the Shadowrun universe, there are different kinds of intrusion countermeasures. Some of them, like Sentry Ice, boost the strength of the firewall to stop people accessing you. There's Tracer Ices, which are used to like track the location of the person in meat space. There's a lot of ices that deliberately just weaken the other person's hack, or they try to boot them out of the system.
So what?
But there's the rating of your gray ice plus hack plus code breaking plus logic. But there are other forms of intrusion countermeasures called gray and black ice that are designed to either knock unconscious or kill the other people by sending negative biofeedback through the neural link and attempting to kill them.
That's your domain. Go, daddy.
All right, yeah, you send negative biofeedback through the system. Their firewall does not block it, and you manage to wound them somewhat. Do you want to do it again? What was the rating on it?
Oh, 4. For the grey ice, yeah.
Okay. So gray ice knocks people unconscious. Okay, do you want to do it again?
Yep. 6 hits.
Okay. Once again, you've pushed through the system. Both times you were blocked a lot. A lot of barriers like blocked pieces of it, but a chunk of the gray ice went through in both instances. So because it's rating 4, that means both of your hits do 4 damage plus your net successes. The first time you got net successes of 2, second time you got a net success of 1. So that's 4, 8, 2, 9. So that's 9 potential damage, and now I need to roll their resistance. They do not get any body. They simply get body plus. They do not get any armor for this. They just get their body plus willpower rating. Okay, 1 hit for the first one. 4 hits, 5 hits total. So, yeah, you did 4 damage to them, sending negative biofeedback into their system. That's definitely gotta hurt. It's a real ice cream headache, is what it is. And now you have a free action. Do you want to do anything with it? Just so you know, trying to extinguish a mark is a free action. So you can definitely do that.
Yeah, I'll try and extinguish a mark.
Data processing, logic, and software, please.
6 hits.
Yeah, you managed to wipe one of the marks. He now only has 1 mark on your system. I would say if you wanted to extinguish all marks, you could use 1 full action. Full action. Free action is just getting rid of 1. Now, can I get an initiative roll from everybody again? Todd, you are face to face with this person. Lance, you are not dying, and Lies, you've hurt somebody. You've given somebody a deep old ice cream headache.
They shouldn't touch me. Shouldn't touch me.
Scary.
23.
Damn, Todd.
Todd's a big boy.
You're a big boy. You're big and fast.
9.
It's math.
17.
So you rolled 3d6 plus 8.
Yeah.
Okay, let me roll initiative for these other 2 really quickly. Ooh, not great. Okay. Todd, you go first.
All right, Todd.
So, despite the turnover, the person has only had time to open up their eyes. They have not had time to take any defensive action. What are you going to do with them? They cannot roll any defense against what you're about to do.
Right. And my whip is out?
Your whip is out. Your hand is holding their goggles up. You are breathing that cheesesteak breath of yours right in their face as you say you're still going to nail them, as it were.
All right. Upper lip curling on one side.
Good.
One eyebrow up. I'd like to wrap my arms around their neck.
And just cut their head off.
I'd like to butter knife their head off.
Okay, can you give me your melee plus finesse, please?
Yeah. 5 hits.
What is the damage on your weapon?
My weapon is... First time we're whipping anyone, right. Monofilament whip, 12p. 2 reach, -8 penetration, no accuracy mod.
Okay, so 2 reach means if you were fighting at range, you could get a +2, but you're up close to them. So what was the what's the negative AP? What's the armor pen on that?
-8 penetration, 12p damage.
Alright, so they're going to get no armor to defend them because you're cutting... The monofilament whip has such great armor penetration that it completely cuts through their Kevlar cloak as if it's nothing. They roll body against this. They get 1 hit, but your weapon effectively does 12 damage plus your 5 net successes that they were surprised by. You feel what might be a fractional, like the most fractional resistance as you cut, not in between 2 vertebrae of the spine, but when you cut right through the marrow. The slightest resistance, barely existent. And the head just pops.
Yeah.
Right
Todd
off.
does not appreciate being put on the ground.
The eyes are still like wide and shocked. The expression has not changed as the body hits the ground, and a moment later, the head hits the ground. And that makes the next person to go. They are going to attempt to get another mark on you. They are injured now. They're taking a -1. Can you please give me Firewall, Logic, and Code Breaking?
3 hits.
3 hits. Once again, you manage to block them out of the system, and they are going to attempt one more time to do it, to get a mark on your system.
6 hits.
6 hits. They fail again to hack into your system, and now they are in your domain. They are about to attempt to log out to get away from you, and it will wipe the marks from theirs and yours. Do you want to let them, or do you want to hold them in your domain?
They shall not pass.
Give me Code Breaking, Attack, and Logic, please.
6 hits. Oh, attack. Sorry. Should reroll that. 5 hits.
5 hits. They attempt to log out, and their avatar cannot. They are stuck in here with you. Now, where they're at in the meat space, if somebody was monitoring, they could pull the cord out of their head or pull the trodes off of their head to get them out. But they're trying to slam that log out button, and right when they're reaching for it, you basically ripped it in half. There's no way to log out of your system now.
Puny little hacker. I see you scurrying through my networks.
You gonna Grey Ice them? Oh, yeah. Give me that. Grey Ice plus Logic plus Code Breaking.
5 hits.
You managed to sneak it past their firewall again. You have 1 more action. You want to hit him again?
Puny hackers. You will stay and face my wrath. 5 hits.
It's really scary. You got 5 hits?
Yeah.
This time, the firewalls each time have a raid to slow it down, taking off the edge of the Grey Ice. This time, the firewalls are too slow, and your Grey Ice blasts through. You can practically see as the red lines of the biofeedback travel through the fiber optic cables across the networks and wrap themselves around the person's neck and nuke their brains. Let me roll a quick resistance on these, but I don't think it's going to amount to much.
So the other two will have heard my threats.
That's true. They will have heard your threats. You are on the same network as them. So your damage pummeling through this totals at 14 after they've attempted to resist it. The first Grey Ice smacks into them, and the movement and the activity on the other side goes null. The biofeedback goes through, and that's when your second Grey Ice hits them. Their brain already unconscious, they're already weak and twitching, and it completely fries their brain. You can practically smell the burning.
That is a bit too far. Is the network still up?
Your network is 100% still up. The signal from them still can't log out, but you detect no movement, you detect no actions, no attempt to take any kind of evasive action, no attempt to do anything.
I have stripped you of your protection, and now we will see what I can do.
They say nothing in response. All right, now, end of that initiative turn, Todd. You know what? I think we need to break initiative, actually. So you've cut this person's head off.
I did.
You just fried the brain of the main hacker on the other side. But there are 2 people still moving. Can you give me a data plus logic plus software?
What, Todd?
5 hits.
You detect a signal that's almost identical to the signal that was going through the explosives at the front on both of these two moving objects. It's a looping signal. You've got probably another 30 or 40 seconds before they can get to you, even if they're trying to.
I check if their heads will pop off soon due to the signal.
You want to check if that'll happen?
Because it is the same kind of explosive signal as
It is.
before.
So presumably that might be what happens. If the signal stops, that is.
I'll try and finesse it because we do need the bodies.
So you're going to trip it, turn it off.
Yes.
Give me code breaking, logic, and attack. Yeah, you in both instances you trip them. This time, unlike the other, where when you tripped one, they all detonated. In this instance,
To be clear, I didn't want to set off the explosives.
what did you want to do? I thought that was exactly what you were trying to do.
No. As I said, we need the bodies.
So what do you want to do? Sorry, let's pull this back. That was my assumption, is that you wanted to stop the signal.
I mean, how much are the bodies?
Sorry, I just so I want to make sure they don't blow up and then knock them out.
I need you to tell me what you're going to do with the signal specifically. Are you going to try to stop the signal, or are you going to leave it alone?
I'm going to leave the signal alone.
Okay.
Block any further the calls.
Okay, in that case, what you rolled before, you're able to isolate them and put them into like a kind of hidden mode, similar to the way the other signal was hidden.
And then now I mess with their brains.
I don't know if you're going to be able to do that.
Oh, they need to be jacked in.
Yes, to do that.
Okay. In which case, I mark for him where they are.
You already know where they are. You're already marked up.
And say if need me, I can blow them up.
Okay. So Todd, there are these two pinged individuals. Lies have taken the effort to ping them and also isolate their channels from electronic interference. There's a person whose head is off their shoulders on the ground, and Lance is in the corner. You mentioned you wanted to maybe get Lance back up. Do you have any medicine skill?
I do.
Oh, yeah, then go over there and hit him with first aid, because that'll do the trick.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with that.
Do you have a med kit on you?
I do.
What kind of med kit? Like a pocket med kit?
I do. Pocket med, R3. I'm gonna
Okay.
hit him. I've got 6 dice.
So it's medicine plus logic, and then you take +3 at the bottom, which should be filled in.
Alright.
So yeah,
Med 6, logic. Alright, 6.
so it's 9 dice.
I'm gonna hit you with 4.
So erase 4 physical damage dice on yours, please.
And then.
And that's all you can do. You can only heal each injury 1 time, and by each injury, you can only heal the most recent injury. So
Alright.
one thing that's good about what just happened
Is he took
a
the
huge
most,
one of the last one. One of the worst things that can happen in this game is like if you take 1 damage after taking like 9, you can only heal the 1. Every damage after that, you have to medicine it after that.
And is that my full move?
Yes, that's your full move. How do you do this? You see him lying on the ground. Describe it to me, Todd.
I would like to do a tumble backwards and then land and then inject you in your side with my medkit.
Because you know what you're doing. You
Yeah.
you inject him with some like adrenaline.
And
your
also-
eyes pop on right open.
Oh boy. I roll over to check my chest, and I look down, and I see my AT&T assault rifle is sort of bent in half, and I pull the trigger, and nothing happens, and I say, low bridge, everybody down.
Oh, that's your prized possession, right?
Yeah.
Are you pissed off or are you just upset?
I'm just sad.
So you see the body of the person you shot the rocket at before. They're
Did I?
decapitated.
Did I do that?
So
I tell you what.
So what do you do now? You're up. You're injured still very badly, but you're up. There are 2 IDs painted in your HUDs. You can kind of see them.
Do I have
They've
enough?
stopped moving. They're sort of standing still.
Do I have enough action that I can explain this to him quickly?
I mean, do it in character. Come on.
2 bogeys upstairs. We need to move.
Okie dokie.
And then where do you just go after him? Or do you like go at a little jog, a trot?
No,
You run?
Pull out my machine pistol.
I mean, if I'd like to go back into stealth.
I should have mentioned before, when I run, my shoes make the sort of like SpongeBob galosh noise.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Huh?
Especially when I
Well,
stealth.
it's because my socks are always wet.
Your socks are wet. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand. And they're like thick too, right?
Yeah.
Can you give me
You
stealth plus
do
finesse?
have big feet as well,
Yeah.
right?
Squish, squish, squish.
I got 1.
You got 1 success. Okay, so yeah, you are. Lance is taking a soft jog. You're sort of like skulking beside him. If we're on the map, we come up the stairs past the decapitated body, where you see a train. The wheels have been blown off. The front and back of the tracks have been completely destroyed. The train looks like it's just here to kind of like block the path in front of the station. And you see the bogies off to your left. Standing up here, you're on this grassy hill. There's some commercial train tracks going left and right. If you look to your left, that's where there's a slope straight down into the houses, into the backyards, down into the front of the station. But ahead of you, you see the 2 pinged bodies. They're haloed a little bit, but now that they're not blocked by a wall or by a ceiling, you see that it's just 2 individuals. One of them is hunkering down over another figure that's collapsed onto the floor, and the other one is kicking him slightly with a shoe. They're about 40 feet away from you right now, and they do not notice either of you.
Alright. Well, if I know how to do one thing, is follow a quest marker. So let's go get these highlighted motherfuckers.
Okay. I'll stay back and provide cover.
Okay, so Todd, you
I'm
want
still
to approach them?
heartbroken about
Yep,
my gun.
let's get up there. If they don't see Todd's stealthing in.
So you start approaching. You get closer and closer without them noticing. You start overhearing them talking. One of them goes, "Shah, bro, is he dead? Holy shit, do you think these things still work?" He starts plugging at the collar. You see that they're both wearing polo shirts. They're wearing cargo shorts. They have Livestrong 2 bracelets on. They've got like hair that's greasy, but definitely has the residue of hair gel quaffing their hair back. They both look like bros, and they have around their collar, they have around little like black bands around their necks with small doodads, electronic doodads on them. Both of them look dirty, like they haven't changed their clothes in a week, and they're talking to each other like, "Should we just like go? What about the other one? You think she's gonna notice?" You're getting closer and closer.
Are these with the gang? Like,
They look more like hostages. Any weapons?
You see no weapons on them whatsoever.
Can
Alright.
I attempt to nab their IDs?
Like their identification.
Their actual identification.
They do not have any comm links or anything on them. The only thing that would identify them for you is the bands. They have nothing else that you can hack into.
alright.
Because I think we should just hold them for now. Let me scan their faces.
Okay, so using your image link. Do you still want to be stealthy about this?
Yeah.
Give me another stealth plus finesse, and then give me a perception -4.
Me stealth plus finesse 5.
So they don't notice it, and yeah, you get a decent scan. Gonna give another one for the other person.
1 hit.
I
Yeah,
shoot
you
them
get a
in the
decent
head.
scannable thing. Oh, see, and while this is happening, you're gonna shoot them.
Well, I was hanging back because I'm realizing
No.
these are the people who broke my gun.
No.
And I don't like somebody who broke my gun.
And you hear,
I turn
you
off my
hear what
comm
they're
link.
saying. Okay.
You.
So you're still pretty far back, right? You're about 40 feet back, right? So
I'm single
and you're
firing.
using your machine pistol.
Yeah, but on semi-auto.
Okay. So I need. So you're gonna take a -1 to the attack roll because of distance.
Aiming for that, but it's not a called shot.
Okay.
4 hits.
It's 1 shot on each of them.
Yeah.
So can you give me another roll for the other person?
3 hits.
4 hits and 3 hits. Okay. They do not expect this. They are not going to roll resistance at all. They have no armor. They just have their body, but both of them look like buff but very tired. So, okay, how much damage does your weapon do?
It does 7.
In the first instance, the person's jaw and half their neck blow off just as you took a scan right before that happened. As the other person is like, "Are you okay?" Another shot goes and pierces the other one through the neck. they stagger backwards a little bit, grab, and then their eyes roll back in their head, and they fall over on top of the crumpled figure with the cyber deck on the ground.
Treatment?
Yeah, no, I think we're done with these guys.
Yeah, you look at them, they're dead. If you want to check their vitals, you can, but they're dead.
Okay, I'll check who they were.
Like hack into like a government system and check them.
I mean, I just look for missing persons databases, man.
Okay, perfect. Give me data processing plus research plus logic.
Can I sneak up behind him and say, I don't think they were cops?
Yeah, okay, so you got 5 hits. So both of these people from the faces have been reported missing 4 days ago. Last known whereabouts was Myrtle Wyckoff DMZ, where there is a scan from the scanning array that goes along the border of the DMZ. It picked them both up, crossing, one of them turning around and talking to the other one, holding his head like his mind was being blown. There was one other person too, a woman who was with them and who was like laughing.
I share the photos.
Yeah, they look like gang members to me. Look at their bracelets. Isn't that a call sign?
We might need to finesse that a little.
Finesse it? We didn't do it.
That is the point.
So, let's take a step back here. What do you all do in a macro sense? Everybody is gone. The total body count here is 1 for the mage, 1 for the hacker. Then you've got these 2 up top, and then there were 6 down below. You cannot find any discernible body parts or facial features of these other 6 people you blew up. And then you have the 2 individuals. So, in a macro sense, do you want, I want to know what you do from here, and if there's any like kind of post legwork that you're going to do, either like with the person's cyber deck or anything else.
So I did dig through the cyber deck.
Okay.
And then see if there is any comms and messaging about their intentions and what they've been up to.
Can you give me research plus logic plus data processing?
Is the guy still alive?
He is not, as far as you can tell. So I will say, now that you're looking at them a little closer, the hacker has some insanely nice chrome. It's a little rusted in corners. It's in need of some tune-ups, but this is like military grade crazy stuff. And what did you get on that data thing? So through some scanning, you easily find news clippings and other things that you are able to identify the hacker as a man named Luis Castillo, who is known as Matador. They were last seen in Melilla. They're an MIA, presumed dead, Interpol operative who had infiltrated an organization called Nuevo Franco, a fascist political party in Spain. He was last seen trying to infiltrate Nuevo Franco as they took an unsanctioned kill team into the border town of Melilla in Morocco as an effort to stop a stem of drug and illegal immigration from Africa into Spain. After this event occurred, and you pull this up, almost every member of the kill team sent into Nueva Franco disappeared.
And neither of them were wearing shoes?
What you do... Wait, are you serious?
Is that
No,
what
this
you
is the
said?
hacker.
Okay.
No, those guys were just dudes who were at the Myrtle Wyckoff DMZ. And then from this you also find pictures from Nueva Franco on the disc, and the decapitated head is clearly one of 12 members of this kill team that Matador was also part of, though as an undercover Interpol agent.
And did any info about the psyker?
That's the psyker was named.
Sorry. That's what you meant by decapitated.
The decapitated one is. They go by the name Illustrator Velasquez. They were a mid-ranking member of the Nuevo Franco fascist party, and they participated in the kill team infiltrating Melilla too, and also disappeared, but is wanted still by Interpol as an international terrorist.
And then how did they make their money, if anything?
From everything you can tell, you can just put together an idea that it must relate to human trafficking.
Okay.
But there's not really much else that you can determine, at least off this.
Okay. I take a copy of the deck.
Yeah, of the hard drive. You want to take a partition? Do you want to take the deck with you?
The hardware needs to be run past the LA.
If you recall, LA said that they don't care about anything but the cyberware.
That does not count as.
No, it's a big computer. You can take it.
So I leave it here for a sec because it needs to be Faraday caged.
Ah, okay, got it. Otherwise, you find only a single heavy pistol on the body of Matador. There is nothing of note that either of you can at least see that's of note on the body of Illustrator Vasquez. There is not any gear here or anything else for you to gather. Similarly, other than the chrome that's on Matador, there's no organs. I mean, no cyberware.
They've got no organs.
They've got no organs.
They've got no organs, guys. What's up with that? They've got no organs, guys.
They've got no cyberware actually for you to harvest out of any of the people. Not that 6 of them got fucking blown up, so it's not like that's worth that much either way. But yeah. So here we are. Did you do anything else to prepare for this moment? You just pulled a lot of data off that deck. That's what you've been up to. What about you two?
I just started picking up all the limbs and putting them in a bag that I found.
You're working on the deck,
and
right?
so I'm just picking up limbs and putting them. They said they wanted I don't know what cyberware. I mean, maybe it's all internal. Yeah. So I'm just filling up my sacks and bring them to the front and hoping that the boys come back with the van soon.
So there are still a lot of people outside. When you step out front, they go, "Is that reactor okay?"
No, we got it under control. It was a small leak, but we have it under control. We're all fine. You're fine. You should go home.
They said we saw explosions. We weren't sure if we should. Can I get a deception plus charm check from you?
I actually weirdly have deception.
Okay, that I hadn't actually counted on.
Me neither. Plus charm.
Yep.
1 hit.
They say, but it's taken care of now?
You're
oh my gosh.
safe. We're all safe.
One person comes up and goes, "Can I get a selfie with the one-man cop army who saved the day?"
I say, for sure, and I pull my visor down and point at my lieutenant badge and tell him to say hashtag NYPD LLC.
NYPD LLC. Even in the null districts, they still got our back, baby.
Todd wants to get right behind that photo. I'm gonna photobomb that shit, but just eyes, just like.
I love how Todd's breaking the cover immediately after. Are you stealthing it or are you just doing it?
I want to stealth in, but I only want the visible part of myself to be the top of my eyes, peeking over your shoulder.
Plus finesse. And it's
5 hits.
So you gather all the body parts. Can you palm plus finesse the body parts away from these people?
Let me see. 2 hits.
Oh yeah, so when the people start coming up, you take your bags and put them behind you, and like all of the fingers and things that are jangling around don't attract their notice. After a long time of waiting, you find that Ruben and Freddie have been diligently painting the van. And I gotta say, they did an amazing job. It looks exactly like a cop van. It's about an hour or so of you waiting before one of you goes and checks. But yeah, the van still squeals and squeaks as you pile in your trash bags full of limbs, as well as then
Still missing a door, right?
3 normal bodies and then 1 body with a head on the side.
It is still missing a door. I did grab my discarded tubes.
Okay, and you grab your discarded tubes. Do you do anything else?
Start writing the press release about the broken up organ ring, and with condolences to the relatives for whom that very unfortunately came too late. They had already been monetized.
Give me a data processing plus software plus data processing plus artisan performance plus intuition for that writing that essay.
Okay, that's not as good as I'm usually am on this shit.
AP
2 hits.
2 hits. Okay, it's a passable essay that's
There are some
posted.
typos.
You
Yeah.
manage you hack you post on the Wikipedia and you hack into Daily Dot. It takes a while. It takes a bit. As you're sitting in the van, you're hanging out. Well, these two gather up the bags of body parts and everything else. Bobbi Bobbiano, who went off to have a smoke while you took care of business,
My love.
wanders back in, looks at all the body parts, nods, is like, okay, let's go talk to LA then and clear this thing up. Which is where we'll go. Straight in next episode of Z-Team. We're gonna pack up the money, we're gonna get that payment, and then we're gonna fast forward some time and start the next mission.